Allan. I say, is Robert Allan, is he somewhat British? Or is he just...
Russ, yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bismarck Civic Center for another action-packed day of boxing. We've got 9 bouts for you today, folks. And of course, we are all here to see the champ, Virgil Hill, defend his title for the 13th time and 9th in Bismarck, North Dakota. All right, our first bout today, junior middleweights, 4 rounds. First of all, I'd like to introduce the North Dakota Boxing Commissioner, Al Jager. And our judges today, Daryl Dorgan, Dana Gibbs, and Jeff Wall. Fighting out of the red corner, he's from San Diego, California. He comes in with a record of 1-1 with 1 knockout. Let's hear it for Robert Allan. Allan. And fighting out of the blue corner, he comes in from Minneapolis, Minnesota with a record of 8-7 with 2 knockouts. He weighed in at 158 3/4 pounds. Let's hear it for Russ Newton. Newton. The referee for today, Jeff Wall.
Okay, obey my at all times and step back on the break. 1 step back.
4 rounds, junior
Fighting
middleweights.
his junior middleweights, getting ready to go. As again, Russ Newton out of Minneapolis will be fighting with the solid red trunks. And his opponent is Robert Allan out of San Diego, California, and a former 1992 national amateur champion with a 50-5 record as an amateur, off to a 1-1 start as a pro. Both these fighters weighing in right at the 160 mark. Allan at exactly 160, Newton at 158 3/4. So this is it, bell sounds, round 1 of a scheduled 4-rounder. And again, it'll be the southpaw, Allan in the blue, and Russ Newton will just try to pressure him. Newton has not had a fight since 1981.
Newton's head got right in there on Allan early, and Robert seems concerned about that.
You can see it'll be a crashing style of Newton against the more poised boxing style of that of Robert Allan. Allan is a fresh youngster at 23 years of age, 5'9". 37-year-old Newton, he's 5'6" short of the two. One of the things Bob Spagnuolo, as we take a look at this, that charging style of Russ Newton, if Allan remains patient, starts to pick his spots, he can start picking him off on that diving move.
Yeah, he is, but Robert Allan's starting to fight very calmly, you know, shifting a little bit here, getting the feel for things up here in Bismarck, and this is the kind of developmental work that he needs. You know, for him to have been knocked out in his first professional fight, it was a huge surprise. But you know, Robert and his people seem to have their act together now, and he's a tremendous prospect. Sam, he's a vicious puncher, and that kind of thing can always be worked off of. I don't think the professional boxing seen the last of Robert Allan by any means.
Allan in February did fight in Atlantic City. It was Horace Cooper who stopped him in the 4th round. He later came on to knock out his next opponent, David Pearson. And that also was a 4-round fight, again ending in a TKO win by, again, Robert Allan. The young man you see in the blue and the red stripe against Russ Newton.
Rootin' Tootin'.
I love it. Rootin' Tootin', Russ Newton. Sound like a tongue twister to me. By the way, Newton has apparently hurt his right hand. He's still throwing it. He was grimacing in pain. He was grabbing it going towards his corner.
May have bounced it off Robert Allen's elbow, trying to hit him with the right hand to the body.
Still trying to throw that right hand is Newton, though. Closing 1 minute of round number 1. And again, Newton is really in pain with that right hand and or arm. Let's see if he's able to throw it anymore. You can see he's starting to become a one-handed puncher now, only with the left hand. Well, he threw the right that time, but rather tentatively at Allan.
He's trying to get low on Robert Allan, get underneath him, and Robert's taking his time. Looking to set up shots, and there he lands a heavy shot.
Newton in big trouble here as he tries to grasp to keep out of the bombs away, as Allan landed about a 4-punch combination, and now still grimacing in pain with that hand is Newton as he goes to his corner, and Allan really picking off, and there's the first knockdown of the first round. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell as Newton goes to the corner. He's now talking to Ron Peterson outside of the ring. And the count will be concluded by Jeff Wall, and they will conclude the first round, even though Allan choosing for a second knockdown. Now he has to come up and clear the 8 count, even though the bell will sound. And as soon as he does that and clears it, if he gets up at all, and he does, then the round will be over. Wall concludes the count. Round should be over, and it is. So that's the end of round number 1. Well, a big first round for Robert Allan and a grimacing, painful round for Russ Newton, and I'm almost certain that something is wrong with his right hand, as that was the problem he was continuing to grimace with throughout the entire first round of this fight. And again, at 37 years of age, stepping in with a lightning-quick 23-year-old middleweight. It was not a good start by any means in the first round for Newton. Let's take a look at some of that damage. There again, you saw, I guess the right hand, Bob, was the big weapon.
Yeah, the right hand and the left uppercut there. He catches him with a good, short, straight left hand on the second knockdown.
You can see the knot on the stool, Russ Newton. They are right now trying to feel around on that hand to see if there is a major problem on it, as I believe the doctor has stepped up on the apron ring as well. And they'll make a determination if indeed he will continue this fight or not.
It doesn't look good for Rootin' Tootin' right now, Sam.
So the doctor has come up, examined the hand. It's all going to be depending on what Russ Newton can maintain as far as pain throw as we get ready for the second round of this scheduled 4-round fight. So we start even without a bell sounding here. Jeff Wall taking on himself to get it started, and down goes Newton again. And that is the 3rd knockdown of the fight. We do have a 3 knockdown rule. And now they throw in the towel, and this one is over. So Russ Newton going down for a 3rd time, first time in the second round. So it's a TKO in the second round of this fight today. Newton goes away, and Robert Allan, the young 23-year-old youngster, moves his record to 2-1. Even though you probably will not be able to see enough of Robert Allan, we saw enough today to know that that knockout in his first fight and coming back to win by a knockout in his second is just the tip of the iceberg of this young man's talent. He has a great deal of first of all, poised, Bob. I think you pointed that out in the first round. He just kind of let Newton kind of punch himself out and just did what he could do.
Yeah, he's a very relaxed fighter in the ring, and I really believe I was high on Robert Allan. Frank Maloney's group got involved with him. Being with that kind of people is a real opportunity for a young fighter. But you know, he had an initial setback, but nobody gave up on him. They dusted it off and went right back to the drawing board. And this kid's a pure puncher, Sam, and that can never be understated. You know, they say punchers are born and not made, and this Robert Allen's got that kind of power. So I think they'll pick him up and get to work.
Just 9 seconds into the second round, the winner by knockout, Robert Allan.
So it took only 9 seconds for the second round to come and go, and it ended with Robert Allan getting his second knockout of his career and his second victory, and he does it here on the undercard in Bismarck, North Dakota.